Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about the bonding, major bonding in coordination compound. That is, one of them is crystal field theory, and we already discussed about valence bond theory and also the drawbacks or limitations of VBT. And in this session, we discuss about the new type of bonding that is called a CFT or crystal field theory. Here, the ligands are considered as point charge. Ligands are considered as a point charge and there exists electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction between the metal and the ligand. That is, the metal ligand bond is purely ionic or electrostatic interaction exists and it doesn't consider the covalent nature of bonding. That is one of the major drawback of crystal field theory. And you know how many d orbitals are there? How many d orbitals are there? There are 5 d orbitals. Once more I repeat. Here, according to CFT, the metal ligand bond is purely ionic, or in other words, there exists electrostatic interaction between the metal and the ligand. In an isolated metal atom or an independent metal atom, all the 5 d orbitals have same energy. However, their energy is lost. Those orbitals having same energy are generally treated as degenerate orbital. Degenerate means orbitals having same energy. That is, in an isolated metal atom, all the 5 d orbitals, that means they are dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. All the 5 d orbitals have same energy, or in other words, they are called degenerate orbital. However, their degeneracy is lost when a ligand approaches to the metal. Metal combines with the ligand to form complex. Initially, this is a representation. Suppose this represents the energy axis, and here all the 5 d orbital, this represents d orbitals in an isolated metal atom. D orbitals in an isolated metal atom. When a ligand approaches, their energy get raised, that is d orbital in a spherical crystal field. D orbitals in a spherical crystal field. When a ligand approaches to the metal, the degeneracy is lost. This part represents the transitory existence, that is when a ligand approaches to the metal. You know, these represent the different orientation, that is d orbitals have, except dz square, all other d orbitals have double dumbbell shape, and depending upon the orientation, they are termed as dxy, dyz, dxz, x square minus y square and dz square. And here, those orbitals which lies exactly in the direction of approaching ligands, that is, out of these 5 orbitals, which orbitals lies in the exactly in the direction of this approaching ligand, they suffers greater repulsion. As a result, their energy is raised. Clear? That is, those orbitals which are placed exactly in the direction of this approaching ligand, they suffers greater repulsion so that their energy is raised. The splitting of The splitting of a degenerate orbital by the approach of a ligand is called a crystal field splitting. That is, crystal field splitting means the splitting of a degenerate orbital by the approach of a ligand is called a crystal field splitting. Here, first I represent the crystal field splitting in octahedral coordination complex or octahedral complex. In the case of octahedral complex, the orbital dx square minus y square and dz square lies in the direction of ligand. Consequently, their energy is raised while the energy of other three orbitals, namely dx, y, dyz and dxz get lowered. Initially, before the approach of ligand, all these orbitals have same energy, that is degenerate. 5 orbitals have same energy. When ligand approaches to the metal, their energy level is somewhat raised, and when it forms a complex, exactly when the ligand meets the metal, these orbitals split. The splitting of a degenerate orbital by the approach of a ligand is called a crystal field splitting. In octahedral complex, the orbital dx square minus y square and dz square lies in the direction of ligand, and these two orbitals are designated as Eg orbital. Eg means doubly degenerate orbital, while the other three orbital, namely dxy, dyz, dxz get lowered. These three orbitals having same energy, they are represented as triply degenerate or T2g orbital. And here this represents the energy barrier center or Barry center. With respect to this Barry center, increases by 3 by 5 delta O, and here decreases by 3 by 5 delta O, not delta 0. The difference in energy between T2g and Eg. The energy difference between T2g and Eg is called crystal field splitting in octahedral complex, that is delta O. Crystal field splitting in delta O, octahedral splitting, not delta 0. It is represented as delta O. Once more here, as far as the CFT is concerned, here the metal ligand bond is considered to be purely electrostatic, and isolated metal atom, there are 5d orbitals, and all the 5d orbitals have same energy, and however the degeneracy is lost by the approach of a ligand, and the degenerate orbital splits into two sets depending upon the orientation of orbitals along the direction of ligand. And the splitting of a degenerate orbital by the approach of a ligand is called a crystal field splitting. And in octahedral complex, the orbital dx square minus y square and dz square are in the direction of ligand, so that their energy is raised while the energy of other three orbitals get lowered. And in the case of tetrahedral complex, the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex is just inverted. Inverted means the reverse direction. The crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex is just inverted, and the magnitude is less than that of the octahedral splitting. In octahedral complex, the three orbitals are placed, three orbitals having lower energy and the two orbitals having higher energy. And in the case of octahedral complex, two orbitals having lower energy and three orbitals having higher energy. That is just the invert of octahedral splitting. It is found that for the same metal, same ligand and same metal ligand distance, it is found that delta T equal to, delta T means crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex, delta T equal to 4 by 9 delta O. For the same metal, same ligand and same metal ligand distance, it is found that is this area represent crystal field splitting. Crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex. Tetrahedral complex. In the former case, it is crystal field splitting in octahedral complex. The magnitude in tetrahedral complex is less than that of octahedral complex. And let us consider mainly about this octahedral complex. And in octahedral complex, consider an octahedral complex with one electron in the d subshell. You know, octahedral can be represented T2G, Eg. Or in other words, it is also represented like this. 3 orbitals having same energy and 2 orbitals having same energy. In both way it can be represented. This one represents T2G and this one Eg. And consider an octahedral complex with one electron in the d subshell. One electron in the d subshell. This is the representation of an octahedral complex. You know, T2G having lower energy, Eg having higher energy. Definitely, electron tend to occupy in the lower energy level. Therefore, for a metal atom with one electron in the d subshell, provided it is an octahedral complex, the configuration becomes T2G1 Eg0, because electron try to occupy in the lower energy level. And in the case of 2 and 3 electron, the respective configuration becomes T2G2 Eg0 and T2G3 Eg0 respectively. Clear? Because one electron that occupies in the T2G level, 2 electron also T2G level, 3 electron also in the T2G level. And in the case of a metal atom with 4 electrons in the d subshell, a metal atom with 4 electrons in the d subshell, there are 2 possible configurations. Which are the 2 possible configurations? Can you say? Either the 4 electrons occupy in the lower energy level. That is, the configuration becomes T2G4 Eg0. Or 3 electrons occupies in the T2G level and the 4th electron in the Eg level. That is another possibility, and the configuration becomes T2G3 Eg1. It is applicable for metal atom with the configuration from D4 onwards up to 3. There is no other possibilities. Only all the 3 electrons tend to occupy in the lower energy level. And which is the actual configuration? That is, whether it is T2G4 Eg0 or T2G3 Eg1. The actual configuration is predicted on the basis of pairing energy. Pairing energy, the name itself indicates that pairing energy means energy required to pair the unpaired electron. Energy required to pair the unpaired electron. That is, you know, this difference between T2G and Eg is called crystal field splitting energy in octahedral field. And if pairing energy is greater than crystal field splitting energy, large amount of energy is required for pairing the unpaired electron, but the energy required to overcome from T2G to EG is comparatively less. This energy difference is less, but large amount of energy is required to pair that unpaired electron. Then which is the possible configuration? In order to pair the unpaired electron, large amount of energy is required. Therefore, the electron exists as single electronic species or unpaired T2G3 EG1. Clear? Pairing energy is large, means electrons never paired, means they exist as single electron species. And the reverse case, if pairing energy is less but crystal field splitting energy is large. This amount of energy is large but pairing energy is less. Small amount of energy is required to pair the unpaired electron. Obviously the configuration is T2G4 EG0. T2G4 EG0. That is the actual configuration. Pairing energy means, once more, for a octahedral complex with 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the d orbital, the configuration becomes T2G1 EG0, T2G2 EG0 and T2G3 EG0 respectively. If it contains 4 electrons, there are 2 possibilities. Either all the 4 electrons occupies in the lower energy level, that is T2G level, or T2G contains 3 electrons and the remaining 4th electrons occupies in the higher energy level. Which is the actual configuration? That means the actual configuration is predicted on the basis of pairing energy. Pairing energy means the energy required to pair the unpaired electron. And there are 2 conditions depending upon the magnitude of pairing energy. If pairing energy is greater than crystal field splitting energy, electrons never get paired, means they exist as single electron level or unpaired form. And in the reverse case, the electron, if pairing energy is less, electrons try to pair and the configuration is T2G4EG0. And while discussing about this valence bond theory, in addition to the important point, that is the central metal atom makes available adequate number of orbital for hybridization, and depending upon the hybridization, inner D or outer D complex are formed, and depending upon the coordination and the hybridization, the molecules or the complex have different geometry. After that, we wrote 2 notes. One is, in the case of strong field ligand, unpaired electrons get paired, and in presence of unpaired electron or in presence of strong ligand, unpaired electrons get paired, and in presence of weak ligand, unpaired remains as such. That is how these ligands are classified or how these ligands are arranged as strong and weak ligands. The arrangement of various ligands in the increasing order of their strength, arrangement of various ligands in the increasing order of their strength is called a spectrochemical series. Arrangement of various ligands in the increasing order of their strength is called a spectrochemical series. That is, in spectrochemical series, you know that iodo, bromido, chlorido, fluorido, they are the ligands up to water. They are considered as weak field ligand, and ligands which are placed or coming after water, they are treated as strong field ligand. That is why in our point we mainly mention NH3, Cn minus, CO. They are strong field ligand. In presence of that strong field ligand, unpaired electrons are forced to pair. And in presence of weak ligand, unpaired electrons. Weak ligand means halide, I minus, Br minus, Cl minus, F minus, etc. Unpaired electrons remains as such. That arrangement, that is why I already mentioned that it is not, the point belongs to valence bond theory. That is why in order to make it easy how to assign the oxidation state of as well as the hybridization and geometry of a complex using VBT, we include this point in order to make it easier. Okay. That arrangement of ligands in the increasing order of the strength is called up to this weak field ligand and strong field ligand. Next is about one of the drawback of valence bond theory. It does not explain the color formed by coordination compound. It does not explain the color formed by coordination compound. Next, color of coordination compound. Color formed by coordination compound. How coordination compound exhibit color? CFT successfully explained how this coordination compound exhibit color. You know, various transition metal D block elements are colored. Ferrous salt is green color, ferric is yellow, potassium permanganate is a pink colored compound, cobalt blue color, like that. Color of coordination compound. Let us consider this complex, and according to IUPAC norms it can be named as hexa aqua titanium 3 ion. Hexa aqua titanium 3 ion. This complex appears in violet color. That is, color of the complex is violet. You know, 6 ligands are there, therefore it belongs to octahedral complex. Octahedral complex. Titanium coming after scandium, therefore the configuration becomes argon core 3d2 4s2. Since aqua is a neutral ligand, the oxidation state is +3. Therefore, 2 electrons from S and 1 from D. Then the oxidation state of titanium in this complex is 1. That means hexa aqua titanium 3 ion is an octahedral complex with the D1 configuration. Since it is an octahedral complex, the splitting is like this. Here it represents T2G and here EG. That 1 electrons occupies in the T2G level. When it absorbs energy corresponding to the yellow-green region in the electromagnetic spectrum. You know, when an electron absorbs energy, by absorbing energy, they excited to higher energy level. That is, the electron from T2G level absorb energy corresponding to yellow-green region. They excited to, these electrons excited to higher energy level. At a higher energy level, the electron is unstable and that electrons come back or return to the ground state, means lower energy level, by the emission of energy complementary to the yellow-green color, that is nothing but violet. Therefore, the color of the complex or that complex appear in violet color. In other words, the color of coordination compound is explained on the basis of DD transition. DD transition. This is d orbital, this one also d orbital, this is DD transition. T2g and EG both represent d orbital, and electron from the lower energy level, when it absorbs energy corresponding to a particular color, that electron excited to higher energy level. Definitely at a higher energy level, that electron is unstable and come back or return to the ground state by the emission of energy corresponding to that absorbed color. And you know, ruby is a birthstone that mainly contains corundum or aluminum oxide. And this aluminum oxide is mixed with 0.5 to 1% Cr3 plus ion, chromium 3 ion. You know, aluminum valency Al3 plus. Chromium, there are 3 unpaired electrons. There is a chance for DD transition. Some of the Al3 plus ions are replaced by Cr3 plus ions. Some of the aluminum ion is replaced by chromium 3 ion, and there is a chance for DD transition. That is why ruby is red in color. Red color of ruby is also explained on the same factor, that is DD transition. Okay, that is about the color formed. That is, CFT successfully explained the color formed by coordination compound, and the remaining we will discuss in the next class. There are some more portions left behind, that is about the stability of complex as well as bonding in metal carbonyls. That we discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.